We have a friendship circle, friendship house. I mean, and
To me.
Yeah.
So I could dive in there.
I wish the Mashiach was here, and then it'd be wonderful. Everything wonderful.
Open up the brain, stand up in any place else. I like Kabbalah.
Kabbalah.
Kabbalah is not-
Gotta make your mind up.
Kabbalah. What?
You gotta make your mind up.
Oh, I like them both.
You like them all. Okay,
So
beautiful.
if they're one next to the other, I would alternate.
Okay. We're holding in chapter 19 of Tanya, and the Alter Rebbe is talking about the concept of Chokhmah, that the quality of to connect the concept of Chokhmah, of true wisdom. To be able to connect to true wisdom, we need to have bittul. We need to have humility. We need to have humility. We need to have the concept. Yesterday we read about the breaking of the luchas in the parsha, the breaking of the luchas, shviras haluchas, and we all know the Gemara says that later that when it says asher shibarta, when God says the luchas that you broke, it says yashikoyach sheshibarta. The Eibush says, "Thank you for breaking the luchas." Questions asked: why would God say thank you for breaking the luchas? I mean, the luchas were something that God Himself wrote, a michtav, I mean, cut out by God Himself. Why would God say yashikoyach sheshibarta? And number two is, we know the Gemara says that shivrei haluchas v'haluchas benachem, that both the broken pieces of luchas and the luchas itself were put together. They traveled together. They were in this. Some hold it was in the same ark, the breakage of the first pieces, or it was next to it, or there was another ark, two arks. The one went out to war with them. One that was the Beis Hamikdash, whatever. But the luchas were in the ark, in an ark, where they was together. Was one the expression of Gemara, luchas v'shiva luchas menachem b'yachad, that the luchas and the broken piece of luchas are put together. So the question: why would you keep the shivra luchas? That's a reminder of the sad situation of the egel. So why would you have the shivra luchas? Why would you put it away? Bring it back to the mountain. Do whatever you want with it. Why would you, after the Jews were forgiven, why would you have the shivra luchas? Why would you continue with the breakage of luchas? The Rebbe explains the truth is that Shiva Aluchas is important to Yidden, because we know that after Shiva Aluchas, after the breakage of the first Luchas, the second Luchas came even greater than the first Luchas. The second Luchas came with the Medrash and the Gemara and Teresh Baal Peh. Everything came with the Shiva Aluchas. The Medrash says that after Moshe Rabbeinu broke the Luchas, he was very depressed. He was very hurt. He was extremely in pain. The Torah says himself, he went away from everybody, excluded himself, self-understood that the Yidden sinned. That's number one. Number two, that he broke the luchas. That he actually broke these luchas. That he actually broke it, even though the Eibishter God tells him, "Thank you very much for breaking the luchas," but nevertheless he broke the luchas, and that alone is an action. And the Eibishter thanks, and that's why the Eibishter says, Yashikoyach sheshibarta, thank you very much for breaking the luchas. And why does the Eibush say that? Because it changed Yidden. It taught Yidden a whole different reality in life. And that is Shivrei HaLuchas. That is the concept of the breakage of oneself. That the vulnerability, when a person does something that is wrong and he realizes what he has done wrong, and it changes him. It changes him to something better that he would never come to if he would never have Shivrei HaLuchas, if he never had the concept of the breakage of the luchas. You have expression. There's expression I was trying to find it now in the Siddur. Maybe somebody knows it. V'nafshi ka'afar lakol tiyah. It says my soul, v'nafshi, my soul is ka'afar, is like dust to everybody. Psach libi b'seidasecha. Open my heart to the Torah. And the connection is, how do you have the opening of the heart to the Torah? Is only if you have nafshi ka'afar latel teriya. If you have any ego, if somebody has a self-ego, he will never have the concept of psach libi b'seidasecha. He'll never have the aspect of, I will have the opening of the knowledge of Torah. It's impossible, in essence, to truly have Gili HaTorah, to have the unique concept of the Torah you learn, to become part of you. If you don't have a nafshi kafir, if you don't have the capability of total negation, total self nothingness, you cannot, because the Torah is godliness, and your yeshus and my ego is the total opposite of it. So you can't have the two things together. That's what the Gemara says. The Eibush can handle everything. He cannot handle a yesh. He can't, so to say, handle a person that has ego. Because a person that has any ego, it shows in the opposite of what God, selflessness. Shows in the total opposite of Kedusha. And the Alter Rebbe emphasizes this. We were holding in the Tanya alone. Zeh Klal Gadol. We're holding the right corner, the right column. Right column. This is an important general principle. Alter Rebbe says, so if in essence I have struggles in godliness, I have struggles with my Yetzer Hara, it's all really on this concept. And that is, you're thinking too much about yourself. You have too much self. Too much self.
Self-nullification.
You have to purify yourself. You have to put aside yourself. You cannot have godliness if you have self. It doesn't work. That's it. It doesn't work. It's impossible. That's it. It's impossible. So if you're partial to worry too much about yourself, you cannot have the concept of this Torah to become part of your being. And that's why it doesn't. We learn Torah, and then seemingly many of us say it doesn't affect us. It doesn't affect us because we're just thinking too much about self. That's it. How do we have the godly Torah that's infinite, that is godliness, to come into a selfish reality? It doesn't work.
Well, Rabbi says if I'm not for myself, there's a thing in
Pirkei. That's we're not arguing that you have to be for yourself, but you have to be selfless. Self that is selfless. That's it. Your selflessness makes you who you really are. The more you put away, as the Alter Rebbe said today in Tanya, the more that your physical self becomes nothing, the more your spiritual self becomes something. You cannot have your physical self being something and your spiritual self being also something. It does not work. The more you put your physical self as nothing and you put your spiritual self as something, your godly self as something, then it works. It doesn't work, and you can't dance on two weddings. It doesn't work. You can't have your cake and eat it. It doesn't work. And we don't like that. We want to have self. We want to have yeshus. We like yeshus. It's all about me, my feelings, my understanding, my. And I agree. It needs to be your feelings, your understanding. But there needs to be a time to put away self. There needs to be, if you want to be able to reveal my neshama, to be able to reveal my true soul, that'll be able to have an effect on self, I got to be able to reveal the neshama. I cannot reveal the neshama if I am too selfish. I'm too into the self. What I think, what I know, what I feel, and everything is me. It's got to be not me. It's got to be us. It's got to be godly. What does the neshama feel? Neshama has feelings too. My godly soul has feelings too. Not only my animalistic soul has feelings, my godly soul has feelings too. Those has feelings. Why am I only worried by my animalistic feelings, soul feelings? I have to really feel my godly soul's feelings. I said yesterday, you see, in the world, everything is tricked. You can trick the world. Person's in pain. You can trick him that he's not in pain. Give him some morphine. He's not in pain. What happened? Are you in pain? No, give you some morphine. You're not in pain. That means, are you in pain or you're not in pain? Are you in pain? Then you're in pain. No, you're not in pain. I've tricked the brain. I've tricked the brain that you're not in pain. So are you in pain or you're not in pain? Is it a true pain or it's not a true pain? I don't know. We can discuss it. Person can go into operation, a major operation. He felt no pain. What happened? Was there pain or wasn't there pain? Or was there pain that you didn't feel the pain? So you put the body to sleep. So we can take the goof and we can put it to sleep. Pashit can put it to sleep. And there's no pain. Baruch Hashem. But what does that teach us? We can put ourselves to sleep. And maybe sometimes you need to put ourselves to sleep. And let the neshama work. Right? Let the godly soul work. Put yourself to sleep a little bit. Trick yourself. Say everything is good. You know, we had a class yesterday where the Rebbe said, Gamzul Taiv, everything is good. Everybody looks at you like you're crazy. Everything is good. Everything is good. If the Torah says everything is good, then everything is good. Oh, but it's not good. Well, take a pill, and you'll see it'll be good. It'll be better. Take a pill, go to sleep, and it'll be good. That's it. That's what Shulchan Aruch, you're going to Purim. You can get drunk or go to sleep. Both of them are going to have the same outcome. You get drunk, you don't know the difference between Adar Haman and Baruch Marta. Go to sleep, and you won't know the difference between Adar Haman and Baruch Marta. You'll be sleeping, you won't know the difference between the wicked Haman and the blessed Marta. Go to sleep. Or you sleep is also the concept of learning. Shena is a concept of learning. Go learn, go to a higher level in Torah. You'll realize there's not no difference between the Adar Haman and Baruch Marta. In a certain level in godliness, there's no difference. There's no concept of evil. So there's 3 ways to do it. There's 3 ways to accomplish on Purim or every day that there's no difference between the wicked Haman and the blessed Mordechai. You either can get drunk, go to sleep, or connect yourself to a higher concept, connect yourself to a more godly concept, and in that godly concept, there's no difference between the Gamzul Taiv. There's no difference between Adar Haman and Baruch Haman. They're all God's mission, God's purpose in the world. I might not understand it. Go to sleep. That's the beauty of sleep. The beauty of sleep, you can be in pain and not be in pain. You can be in a lot of land when you're sleeping. Be in some place you're not really there. Go to sleep. We don't want you to go to sleep. We want a Jew to not sleep. We are like sleeping, but we shouldn't go to sleep. We should be awake. And we should be able to touch something greater than us. The Eibishter gave us the capability to go above our understanding, to go to Chachma, which gives us humility. Not about us. It's about God's mission. It's about God's purpose. Am I accomplishing God's purpose or not? What is the difference whether I'm going through certain things in life to God's mission? That's like saying I only can accomplish God's mission if it's in a certain kind of a way. If not, I'm out. I've quit. Trust me, God understands why you would quit. Maybe even Moshe Rabbeinu wanted to quit, but the Rebbe says he can't quit. You have in the Mishnah, it says Lo yamlecha amlacha ligma. You don't got to finish the job. You can't quit. Can't quit. You have a mission. You got to accomplish the mission. Might be tough. Might be hard. But you got to accomplish the mission. What does it have to do with the mission? That there's hardness. That there's struggles. So if I can bevatel myself, if I can nullify myself and forget about self and go to the mission, go to the chachma, the mission, not the understanding of the mission. I might say I don't understand this mission. It's a painful mission. It's a crazy mission. It's a suicidal mission. Why would I go in such a mission? It's crazy. No, you got to go a little deeper. And it's God's mission, not your mission. It's God's mission. And trust the Eibishter. He wouldn't put you into a mission that you're gonna self-demise. He wouldn't do that.
Can I say something? Can we say that discernment is part of the chachma?
Yeah.
So you need the chachma to decide where you're selfless or where
Yeah. No, the less I have chachma, the I have bina. I have a lot of bina.
Yeah.
I have a lot of bina. That's my problem. I have too much bina. I'm too much into the understanding of things that I forget that, you know what, maybe there's something deeper over here. So if it's because I understand things the way differently than you understand things. And I comprehend things different than you. And therefore, you cannot tell me what to do. And I cannot tell you what to do. Because you don't know me and I don't know you. So how am I telling you what to do? Therefore, the Torah says, no, go to Chachma. Chachma is the wisdom of God. Therefore, I can tell you. I'm not telling you what to do because I want you to be like me. I'm telling you what God wants you to do. Any complaints, go to God. I'm not telling you what to do. You look at the Alter Rebbe, he writes in the beginning of his Sefer, I'm not telling you anything. I'm telling you what's written already. I'm not telling you anything new. I'm not telling you something that the way I understand. I'm telling you what the Torah says. So therefore, you don't blame me. I'm just revealing something that the Torah says. Hopefully you can connect to it. That's why the Rebbe, he said things to people, like we're learning in this class, the Rebbe said things to people like most people would say you're crazy. Like, oh, it's not possible, it's not a reality. But the Rebbe said it to people and it became a reality. Whatever, Takov and Zayin, good thing good will be good. Everything is good. You have to find the good in everything. That's why the Abish to put you in a situation, find the good. And complaining, I can't find the good is not the solution. The solution is you got to find the good. That's the mission. That's the mission. The more the clipper, the more the kedusha. The more the challenge, the more the holiness. Find the goodness. Don't, you're going to complain. It's not going to help you in your mission. Say you can't find the goodness. It's surely not going to help you in your mission. So that's it. If you think you put yourself in that situation, then Taka is a big problem. But if you believe in Hashgacha Pratis, that the Eibush to put you in this situation, now find the mission. Complaining is not going to help. The Rebbe writes 1,000 complaints is not a comparison to one good action. So one good action that you're going to do because you're in a situation is better than 1,000 kvetches that you're going to do in life. So you're going to kvetch. Like that's going to change. Maybe we'll dive into the Eibishter, kvetch a lot to him, and don't kvetch to anybody else because nobody else can help you. So kvetch to the Eibishter, scream out to him, and maybe the Eibishter will listen to your prayers and change the reality. But until then, get to work. That's it. Start doing good. Stop hacking at Chinik. Stop complaining. Stop talking about yourself so much. No, it's a very simple concept, but a very hard concept to do. It's very simple. It's very simple. Maybe she's not asking for great things. She's asking for simple things. Just keep on doing good. What am I asking for already? And that's it. And don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. So how can a person do that? Is if he can go to his chachma, if he can reach out to something that's chachma, that he feels that he's nothing. And I'm here on a mission for God, and therefore it's not about me. It's not about me. It has nothing to do with me. It's through me, but not about me. It is accomplished through me, but not about me. Actually, what's gonna happen through me will actually make me greater than I ever could imagine I could have been. I become a different person that I never imagined I could have been if I wouldn't accomplish what God wanted me to accomplish in this situation. And therefore, the truth is everything is good. That proves that everything is good. Because the Eibush shows something, the Eibush will show you something that you'll accomplish something in this situation that you would never imagine you accomplish, and you'll get everything. You'll get a wealth and a good name, and everything will be good to you. Everything will be great for you. So by putting myself aside, everything ultimately comes to you. That's what it says. Arediv minakovet. If somebody runs away from honor, honor runs after him. If somebody runs after honor, honor runs away from him. Or he gets the wrong kind of honor. But this is a difficult thing. It's a simple concept. We learn it always. We read it. We learn it. But it's a hard thing to why? Because you can't penetrate the self. I cannot penetrate myself. It's a very hard thing to penetrate myself. I'm a selfish person. I'm an egotistical person. As much as I think that I'm no ego, I still have an unbelievable amount of ego.
Here's where I get lost, is there's a good aspect to ego, right? And there's a negative aspect. There's a self where you can be selfish, but there's a self where if you're a healthy person, you have some kind of a healthy self. So I'm assuming that you're talking about the negative aspect of ego and the negative aspect of self.
Sure.
But how do you, like,
Myself is that the Eibishter gave me everything. That's myself. I am happy what God has given me. I get up every morning, and every morning I say Birchas HaShachar, and I say that I can walk because God makes me walk. I can think because God makes me think. I can speak because God makes me speak. Everything is a gift. I'm gifted all these things. So I have self. The Eibishter gave me a gift, and that's important. And Ein Ani Li Mili. If I'm not going to realize that the Eibishter gave me a personal gift, then I will never use it out correctly. I have to realize it's a gift min hashamayim. The Eibishter gave me my brain and my thought and my speech and my action. It's all min hashamayim. All min hashamayim. Everything I have is all my self-worth. Everything that I have is min hashamayim. And therefore, actually, it gives me, I don't need anybody to give me my self-worth. I don't even need to give myself my self-worth. The Eibishter gave me my self-worth. He gave me everything that I need. He gave me every talent that I have. And therefore, he doesn't make garbage. God made beautiful things. And he made every human being is unique. And the Eibishter gave you talents. And he gave you capabilities. And he gave everything. But I have my talents. I worked up and find out my talents myself. I was given a talent. Every single one was given a talent by the Eibishter. And that's my worth. That's my worth. The Eibishter made me. The Eibishter made me, Zalman Bucket. And he made you.
Question is finding that.
What? First of all, believing in it. First of all, believing in it. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. Therefore, actually, Shviras HaLuchas, that's why I'm going back to the beginning. Shviras HaLuchas, the breakage of the Luchas, gives you the real Luchas. Because if you can't break yourself and realize you're vulnerable and you're not so perfect, and that's not the way the Eibishter made you. That's not the way God made you. God made you with your perfections and your imperfections. With your Yetzer Hara and your Yetzer Tov. And that's the journey. Shiva Luchas, both of them are traveling together. There's nothing wrong to be vulnerable. There's nothing wrong. Why? Because vulnerability teaches me that, you know what, I'm not perfect. I'm not a yesh. I've lost my yesh. I'm not so perfect. So therefore, never lose your vulnerability. Never have, even when you do a perfect job, realize that, you know what? It's a gift. Because I've done many lousy jobs. Hopefully not.
a lot of people, it seems to me that a lot of people who struggle deeply with these things are people that grew up in very difficult homes. It's not like they're all about themselves. They were in a life situation.
God put him again. God put him in that situation.
So how did that?
God put him in a situation. If God put you in that situation, that even proves him more that God put you in that situation because you were born where the Eibishter wants you to be. So the Eibishter put you in that situation. I understand it's difficult, and I'm not judging anybody. But the Eibishter put you in that situation. That means the Eibishter said you have to find something good in it. You're gonna have to overcome it. I put you in that. That's the biggest proof. Where you were born is the biggest proof that God put you there. Hmm. If there's anything that shows on Shkacha Pratis is where you were born, because that's where the Eibishter put you. Every child that is born, he's born in a situation. The Eibishter says, "I think you're gonna bring out great things in this situation. You have the capability, you have the possibility, and if you don't, the Eibishter says that he doesn't judge you, because the Eibishter put you in that situation, so he doesn't judge you either. The Rebbe, as I said yesterday, the Rebbe would scream, what does the Eibishter want from the Yidden when they were in Galus 2,000 years? What does he expect? What does he expect? And he doesn't expect. He takes everything that Yidden do, doesn't take it for granted. Doesn't take it for granted. Because he realized he's put the Yidden in Gullus for 2,000 years under the nations of the world, which try to destroy them, which try to subjugate them, which try to hurt them. Everything 2,000 years. What is that? The Abishter said, walks away. So, tough luck. Let's take it and live with it. Good, tough luck. The Abishter loves the Yidden. So therefore, the Abishter doesn't take it for granted either. So the Abishter doesn't take your personal struggle for granted either. Doesn't. He puts you in that struggle. He doesn't take for granted. He just tells you, my friend, I want to make you great. I want to make you great. I want you to be greater than you can imagine you could be. And if you had trust in me, you will be able to do it. If you don't, I understand. I forgive you. I forgive you. The Abishter forgives you. But what the Abishter forgives you? Trust me, if you've gone through a struggle, the Abishter forgives you. But what does that gain? Anything that God forgives me? Nothing. So am I looking for God's forgiveness, or if I'm looking for my self-development, my self greatness? I'm not looking for God's forgiveness. God forgive you. Very good. God forgives. That's not the point. The point is, Abraham says, "Why should I forgive you? Become the greatest person that ever existed. Become the next leader of the Jewish nation. You can do it. You can do it. Trust me. You can do it."
Hard to really internalize that Hashem loves me when there was this Holocaust, my parents were in it. It's very hard for me.
I understand. And again, and that's why I say the Abishter doesn't take you for granted. The Abishter God does not take you for granted. He does not. I'm not here judging anybody. Trust me. And the Abishter says, that's why I love everything that a Jew does. Because I don't take them for granted. Because I know exactly what they went through. I know what they're going through. Understand? I know exactly what they're going through. I put him in that situation. So I know exactly the situation. And therefore the Abishter says, Shivri Aluchas is important. Yasha Koyach Sheshabayt. Because that is part of the beauty of Yidden. That even though they go through all this, Mikam Chaki Yisrael. That's it. Mikam Chaki Yisrael. There's no nation as great as this nation. And we have to continue on realizing that the beauty of Yiddishkeit, the beauty of God, the beauty of a Jew. And we need to internalize that in our regular day-to-day life. That we need to not realize the struggle. Nobody's diminishing the struggle. You should never put down anybody's struggle. You shouldn't even put down your own struggles. But you should realize that there's a greater concept. There's surely a greater concept. No question. If you have a munah and bitachon in the Eibishter, you have this concept that there's no greater there cannot be nothing greater to be able to accomplish something but through this journey. But through this journey. And the Eibishter gave you a chachma. That's why the Eibishter implanted within each and every the chachma. They're able to be able to touch that. To be able to touch that. It's very hard to touch one's chachma. It's very difficult because it has to break through yourself. You got to break through this self.
The ego.
It has to break through yourself, whatever the ego is. The ego, the troubles, the calamities. It's a lot to break through. It's not an easy breakthrough. It's not an easy breakthrough. Now, the Frierdiker Rebbe was called in by his father, and his father, at the age of 17, told him, the Rebbe Rashab told him, you have to go on Mesiras Nefesh. Because you're going to have to, and ultimately the Frierdiker Rebbe went to great Mesiras Nefesh. They're going to go, your job is going to be unbelievable. It's going to demand Mesiras Nefesh. So then he turned to his son, he says, a 16, 17-year-old boy, he said, you know what Mesiras Nefesh is? What is Mesiras Nefesh? So whenever when a Rebbe asks you a question, you're silent. You want to hear the answer from the Self-Asudis. Son wanted to hear the answer from his father. What is Mesiras Nefesh? So he said, Mesiras Nefesh is when you come to a wall and you have to break through the wall. You take your head and you break it through it. Take your head and you break it through the wall. What he meant was that you're gonna have to go higher than yourself. You're gonna have to go to your head. You're gonna have to go higher than yourself to overcome the challenges you're gonna be faced with. Because the challenges is gonna be uncapable, normally incapable to overcome. The communism and etc. It was impossible. It was a challenge. It was a wall it was called the Iron Curtain. It was an iron wall. You can't break through this. It's just not possible. You have to submit to it, and he didn't. At Mesiras Nefesh, he had unlimited Mesiras Nefesh to not give in to this wall, and to not deal with it, at all. And as the Frierdiker Rebbe once said, Stalin, Yamach Shemai, is not my problem. It's God's problem. My problem is Yiddishkeit, spreading of Yiddishkeit. Stalin is not my problem.
You said before, like every person can be a Torah leader. What do you mean?
Every person could be a leader. Be a leader. How? You know, an Aleph, teach an Aleph. Inspire Jews.
Oh.
Inspire others. Every one of us should be leaders. Don't be only followers. Be a leader. Be a leader. Every one of us has a talent, has a wisdom, has something you give to somebody else. Whether it's chesed, physical kindness, money, wisdom, whatever it might be. Be a leader. Be a rabbi. Why not? Moshe Rabbeinu, when Yeshua came to, he said, "Oh, there's two guys prophesizing. Let's get rid of him." He said, "What? Let everybody be prophets. What's wrong? What's wrong? We all should all be leaders. I should be the leader. Everybody should be a leader. We are all leaders. We're all godly. We're all leaders."
No, but not everybody can be Moshe Rabbeinu.
Why not? Moshe Rabbeinu says, "Let everybody be Moshe Rabbeinu." It doesn't bother him.
But it says, you know-
Many leaders will get too confusing.
We're leaders anyway. Like what the guy say. What did he say? Ben Gurion said he came to the president and said, "You're." The president told him, like I have 150 million people, and you have 3 million people. You cannot control them. And he said, "Because you have 100, you're one leader. You have 150 followers. I have 3 million leaders. It's hard to be a leader of 3 million leaders."
A question about something you said before. So you said, don't complain, but there's something healthy about sharing what you're going through with people. It's like, you know, a lot of times when people come from difficult circumstances, there's like a no talk rule. That's part of the dysfunction. So what do you mean? What's the difference between complaining and just sharing the process of what you're going
Yeah,
through?
I think it's in the way it's done, and it's where it's done, and how it's done. So if I walk around miserable all day, that's not really sharing. That is just making everybody else miserable. If I'm in a group section and we're helping out each other, then I'm inspiring. My tzaddis might inspire somebody else. You know, that's in the right setting. Everything is in the right setting. Put in the right setting. Somebody's unhappy and it makes everybody else unhappy. What are you gaining out of that? Nothing. And makabel is kolodum b'seiv upon him yafis. You should always greet everybody with a happy face. Yeah, and then you need to daige believe by. If you have something bothering you, you should talk it out. So both of them are true. You have to, if you everybody thinks you're happy, you want to know, nobody will know that you have anything in your heart. So there's a time and place for everything. So in general, you show a happy face. Then in a certain situation, like you say, you have a group therapy, people come together to uplift each other, tell each other their struggles and how they overcame their struggles or how they're still struggling, whatever. There is the right setting and it's the right place to do it. But in general, you're walking out in the street. Why does everybody have to know your tzaddis? Why does everybody else have to be in misery because I'm in misery? Everybody has to be miserable because I'm miserable. Why? Havas. There's no mitzvah in that. There's no gain out of it.
Somebody's always wonder about, let's say you're going through a really hard time. Somebody's like, how are you? Like, are you supposed to just say, thank God.
Depends who.
Like,
Depends who. Depends who. It depends who. Depends who. It depends who. If somebody can help you, you just tell them, listen, you really want to know, I'll tell you. If it's time a regular person, say, Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem. Why does the person not know you? He can help you. So he's not going to can help you. So why would you say that something's bad?
how do you feel?
Baruch Hashem.
You're
That's
like,
Baruch Hashem. That's your answer. You have the Yidden. The Torah gives you an answer. Baruch Hashem.
Rabbi,
Baruch Hashem.
you never know where
Baruch
help,
Hashem. They Gamzul Teva. Everything is good.
Rabbi, but you never know.
Yes. What?
You never know who Hashem is going to put in your path to help.
Right. Okay. So but you have to be careful. You have to be. You cannot say make everybody miserable because maybe somebody's going to help you. If you think that person can help you, you should turn to him privately and tell him, "Listen, I need to talk to you. Maybe you can help me." And maybe you could, maybe you can't. But in general, a Mekabas Kolavim say Pani office, you have to show everybody a good face and show everybody you're happy. And actually, the Rebbe would say that maybe actually by doing that, maybe you'll actually become happy. Maybe actually by showing other people you're happy, maybe you'll actually have an influence and you'll become happy. You never know. By acting happiness, you become happy. You see all clowns and everybody, a lot of them are happy people. They're happy. That's their job. So become a job of happiness. Take on the job to be happy. And even though it's not real, but you pay yourself for the happiness and be happy. And you know what? You never know. You never know. Maybe that alone will change you.
I heard this.
And
I
you'll
don't know
be
if it's
happy.
True, Rabbi, but
I don't know if it works.
somebody
Try
told
it.
me once that one of the highest places in the
Right, make
temple
other people happy.
was the court jester or something.
Yeah, not in the temple, but in the world.
something.
They're making people happy, Because most people are miserable. That's not a good statement. A lot of people are unhappy. And I don't blame him, because Abish gives everybody the challenge and the tzaddis. I'm not judging anybody, trust me. And you shouldn't judge anybody. Because you can't judge somebody till you're in a situation. So therefore, let's learn a little bit because you have a couple of minutes. Now, this is the general principle. We're holding on page 80 on the right column. This is the general principle of the whole realm of holiness. It is holiness. It is the only that which is derived from Chachma, called Kodesh Elin, supreme holiness, whose existence is nullified in the light of Ein Sof, blessed be He, which is clothed in it. In your Chachma is infinite. It's the Eibush is clothed, blessed be He, which is clothed. So it's not a thing apart, as experienced above. Therefore, it's called Koyach Ma. Therefore, it's called the power of humility. Koyach Ma, you're nothing. What are you? Ma. The strength of Ma. Stop thinking of who you are. Ma, what you are, you're nothing. Relax. There's greater concepts in this world. This stands in direct contrast to the so-called clippings. This is the opposite. If you want to know the opposite of selflessness is godliness, and that's it. That's the opposite. The second you have a little self, you're missing the point. That's it. You're coming to your understanding again. You're bringing God to your understanding. You're diminishing Ein Sof. You're diminishing God's life of infinity in your existence.
Yeah, because you're putting walls up.
That's it. You see, they continue. Whoever derives from the soul. So this stands in direct context of the so-called Klippas Stachar, whereupon there derives the souls of Gentiles who work for themselves alone, demanding, give, feed me. I need food. I need this. I need that. I need the other thing. I need. That's it. It's all about self. So I have tzaddis. I am not happy. I'm not getting what I'm supposed to get. I have been put in the wrong family. I have been born in the wrong place. I have been happy. I have been this. I have been that. And the Abisha says, and God says, when I send your soul down, I told you exactly where you're going to be. And your soul accepted the mission.
Talk to my soul.
That's the point. Your soul accepted the mission. Your soul sees the beauty in everything. Your soul says, Gamzul Teva, this is good because this is what I want and this is what I need to do and this is my job. This is my job. So my job is to go through all these things and do what I'm supposed to do. That's it. If you want to talk real, then you got to talk real. Then that's you got to talk. You want to talk. You want to lose the infinite concept in you. Then you go to your little understanding, your understanding in life, and then you're stuck in your understanding, and you don't see the big picture. You're stuck in the small picture. You don't see the big picture. And again, you can't condemn anybody for that because the Eibishter gave him certain situations that it's hard for him to get out of the picture. It's hard for him to get out of himself. It's hard. I'm not judging anybody. The point is, we learn Chassidus, we learn this Tanya because the Alter Rebbe says, open your eyes, open your mind, free yourself, freedom. Let my people go. You got to stream to yourself, freedom. Let me go. Let my spirit go. Let my godly soul live. Let my godly soul flourish.
We make a point of saying, you know, I got all this might, I got all this ability, I got greatness, but I'm really nothing in the face of God.
But the point is that the greatness is because God gave me it. God actually gave me whatever I think I have the abilities. Actually, it's very fine. In my mind, it's very fine that God gave me unlimited abilities. God actually, the ability that God gave me the capability to do unbelievable things. And I'm doing very limited things.
It says that you
I'm
can't.
confining myself to this limit. And the truth is, it ain't safe. If the Eibishter gave me this ability is unlimited. So it actually makes me greater.
It says that you can't take yourself out of your own prison, so we do need other people to help.
So that's why that's your neshama. God takes you out of prison. Yeah, you might need other people. You might need other people, not arguing, but you can go to yourself. God to redeem frees you. He opens the door for you. You go to the door, God opens the door for you. You don't want to go to the door, don't go to the door. Again, I don't blame you for not going to the door. Because you're a couch potato, you get stuck on the couch. But if you could go to the door, you would have opportunities. But I'm not going to again condemn you in not going. Understand?
Yeah.
I'm not going to condemn you because I understand.
It's not my business.
No, the Abish doesn't condemn you either. My point is, God doesn't condemn you either. Because God understands, God doesn't take it for granted. If God didn't want you, if God wanted you to flourish without Him giving you the child, He could have done that too. But the Eibishter says, "Yashikayach sheshibayta." My point is, the Eibishter says the broken luchas is good. Don't. It's not a negative thing. Don't be sad you broke the luchas. It's actually very important. The broken luchas. It's very important. Very important for a year to realize that you know what. Being perfect is not the way I created him. It's not the way I wanted from him. I wanted to be a little bit tzabrachen. I wanted to be a little broken in life. It's going to be a good thing for him. But I got to go. Well, God bless you. I wish you all a great day. I got to go because the walk for
Thank you,
the
Rabbi.
friendship
Thank
house.
you.
God should bless them. All these children that the Abish to put into mental problems, the Abish should redeem them from their tzaddik. God bless you.
Thank you.
But the Abish to put them in the
Amen.
will that we should be there for them. God bless you.
Thank you, Rabbi. Wonderful
Thank you.
class.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good